Have you ever made anything out of wood? This is woodworking. Um, I think when I was a student, when I was well, how old was I? About 13 years old. I made what do you call it? Book for holding bookends. You know, two pieces of wood glued together like this, and you put books against it. I think they're called bookends. It wasn't very good. I over sanded it, and I didn't measure it very well. Um, why am I talking about that? Well, I happened to see this article about woodworking, and some of the lessons about woodworking are actually pretty good for life. The advice it gives are kind of the same if you're making something out of wood or if you're just living life. I thought it was kind of interesting. Anyway, so here are 4 pieces of advice if you're doing something, making something out of wood. And actually, it's good for all life. Right, number 1, never start a job until you know precisely how you're going to do it. Precisely, exactly. Pass its construction step by step through your mind, and so that you may hit upon the snags and mentally smooth them out. That means before you start a job, think about it and imagine doing it and work out where the problems will be. Snags are problems before you do it. So yeah, it's good advice if you have a difficult job. Think about it before you do it. Okay. Number 2, don't work hurriedly. Don't be in a hurry, right? Your very keenness, if you're keen, you want to do something. Your very keenness may prompt you to rush, but to do so is fatal. Fatal means deadly, right? Always concentrate upon the particular bit of the job that you have in hand. In other words, don't think too far ahead. In any job you're doing, just do the bits that you need to do and do it slowly, carefully. Otherwise, you'll destroy the job. Number 3, in all that you do, be accurate. No measurement, no cut should be near enough. It must be right, for often one inaccuracy becomes the seed of others and reproduces trouble as the work proceeds. Accurate means exact. You know, if you're making something out of wood and you measure, you really have to be exactly right, because even a little bit off, and then it will mean that the next thing that you measure will be a little bit off, and then something else, and before you know it, the whole thing is the wrong size. So be accurate, be attention to detail. Near enough is not a good enough. We often say, oh, that's near enough. It's about right. It's near enough. No. Japanese say, chantoshite. Being accurate. Okay, number 4, finally, don't worry about an honest mistake. Yeah, if you make a mistake, but don't worry. Ponder the reason for it. Think about the reason for it and learn from it. Learn from your mistakes. Progress at your own speed, from simple job to something more difficult. Progress means go to the next level at your own speed. So you start with simple jobs and then do a little bit more difficult ones, but not really, really difficult, just a little bit more difficult. Well, of course, this is good advice for making anything out of wood, but also it's really, I think, quite good for general life advice. What do you think? I've got 3 questions. Let's see. Number 1, is accuracy important in your life? Accuracy, getting the right measurement, doing the right thing. Is that important? Number 2, do you ever visualize what you're doing before you do it? Before you have a difficult thing, do you think about it in your head, imagine how it will go, and then do it? Sometimes I do, I think, but not often. Well, sometimes with a lesson, yes. I imagine, okay, is this bit going to be a problem? Is this bit going to be okay? It's a useful skill to think about things before they happen. Number 3, how else is woodworking good for teaching life lessons? I don't know. If you know anything about doing things with wood, hard work, you have to saw. I don't know. I don't know how woodworking is good for life, but maybe you have some ideas about any kind of jobs. Anyway, I just thought that was kind of interesting. Woodworking lessons for life. Have a think about those 3 questions and we'll chat about it soon. Thank you very much.